All right. What's going on, everybody? Come here, June. Hey, June Pup. There she is. You're on camera and you don't even know it. I get to catch all your goofiness, huh? So, today's Monday, and I'm just about done working for the day. Hope everybody enjoyed the intro. So I made an intro the other day and I used it, and a lot of people mentioned that, you know, the dogs weren't in it and Vicky wasn't in it, and I agree, they should be. So I made a new intro, and then I got to thinking about it. That first opening scene of the intro, it was missing something. What are you doing? Sit down. It was missing something, and so I dubbed in just some audio of the 55 going up the road, because it's a big part of this channel and it's a big part of my life, and everybody really seems to enjoy the way the old car sounds. So I dubbed that in, and I made some changes to it. I added Vicky, I added the dogs, and then I also added little clips, little video clips. And the video clips have something to do with what I'm going to be discussing today, and I plan on changing that. Every time I upload the video, there'll be little video clips added into the introduction that have something to do with the topic that I'm dealing with that day, or I'm talking about, or what we're going to cover. So a little interactive thing there for everybody. If you watch the intro, and you'll see little video clips of maybe like a little miniature highlight reel of what I'll be talking about on that particular video. Just an idea. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't, maybe people will like it. I kind of like it, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, you know, I've covered so far how the channel got started, and I've mentioned on my very first video I've just kind of touched on why I started my own channel, but we're going to go into a little bit more depth today about that. And you know, I had lunch with some guys this weekend, Sunday, yesterday. I drove the 55 down to Shell's Diner, where we filmed some of our short movie film clips. And great people down there. They're awfully good to us. Love them to death. But it was a little cold, and it was raining a little bit yesterday, a little drizzle, so there wasn't a whole lot of people showed up. But first, I want to mention that when I stopped to get gas at the meat spot, there was a young man that was from South Carolina that came over and introduced himself to me, and he said, "I don't have my car here. I'm from South Carolina. I'm up here for work. I'm in Circleville," which Circleville, mind you, is an hour and a half away. So this young man on a Sunday morning got up early and drove from his hotel an hour and a half up here just to come say hi to me. And I apologize, I cannot remember the young man's name, but I'm sure he's probably watching this, and I just want to say thank you. That meant a lot to me that you did that. So anyway, so we went down, we had lunch down at Shell's Diner in south of Lancaster, and some of the folks that joined us there, one of the guys mentioned something to me. He made a comment that stuck with me, and the comment was, you know, obviously this isn't going to last forever. You're going to run out of stories. We enjoy them, but at some point you're probably going to run out of things to talk about. You're going to run out of stories. You're going to run out of things to cover. And it dawned on me at that point. I realized something. I haven't told everybody where this is headed. I haven't expressed my feelings on where my channel's going. And to be honest, I know what I want to do, but whether it will be on my channel or on Billy's channel, I'm not sure yet, because, well, there's a lot to that. Let's go for a ride. I got to go to the bank. So where was I? We were talking about where I'm going with this channel. Well, before I tell you any of this, I got to first tell you that some of you may like my ideas. Some of you may not like my ideas, and that's okay. But all of what I'm about to tell you, it was my original intention for all of this to be on Billy's channel. Now, you know, I've covered a little bit of how things got started, but there's been a little bit of a fork in the road that it's been coming for a while. But you know, my son's 23, 24 years old, and he's got things going on in his life right now that kind of take him a different direction, and that's fine. I mean, it was going to happen eventually, I guess. And there's no bad blood between us at all. It's not like that. It's just, how do I say this? Speak of the devil, here he comes right now. I gotta run to the bank. I'll be back in a minute. Love you. That was Billy right there. So, when Billy and I first started traveling and racing and promoting events and doing all this stuff that we've been doing for the last 10 years, Billy lived at home with me, worked with me every day, and we spent a lot of time together. Well, that was good and bad, because I think he got sick of me, and I was kind of getting sick of him too. That kind of opened the door for other things to happen. It's whatever. But my point is, when we worked together every day, we used to share ideas. gas, super street, stock eliminator. I love all of it. NHRA, IHRA, no prep, the whole thing. I love all of it. So I had all these hopes and dreams of doing all these things, and like the tech videos and things of that nature. That was all stuff that I wanted to do on Billy's channel. But you know, Billy doesn't seem to think, or he did not seem to think at the time, anybody wanted to see that stuff. Nobody wanted to hear about it, and it was probably going to hurt his ad revenue. Maybe it would. You know, he wants to do once a week uploads, and I know for a fact that there's enough going on that there could be uploads 3 days a week on Street Racing Channel. And if he was uploading 3 days a week, we could move forward with a lot of the ideas that I had. But uploading one time a week, it ain't going to cut it. And I'm going to explain why. For Street Racing Channel to evolve into what I hoped it would be, it will take our entire family. Every one of us that are involved in this channel, it's going to take every one of us to make it work. It's going to take Vicky, it's going to take me, it's going to take Tommy. It may take Allison and Molly. You know, well, if we're all going to be involved in this and we're all going to be working together to do it, that means Street Racing Channel has to be able to provide enough income to support all of our families. Okay, I cannot possibly be in the dump truck or doing excavating work at the same time I'm doing this, because my channel and Billy's channel have the, how should I say this? They have the ability to carry everyone if we do it right. But it's going to take every one of us getting up in the morning, working at this during regular working hours. Now, I get it, Billy wants to work all night because that's the only time nobody bothers him. I get that, believe me, because that's the best time for me to do voiceovers and editing, because I can't do it during the day. If I do it during the day, my wife's constantly texting me, or somebody's calling, or the cat's meowing, or the dogs are barking, or somebody's coming in and out of the house, or somebody's stopping by in the middle of it, and I can't do it. I have to do it at night. So I get that. But I also understand that in order to be successful in what we're doing, we have to be awake and available during normal working hours for regular businesses to be able to contact us and work with us. That's a major thing between me and Billy, because I'm not going to get into it, but it's just been tough. So what I hope to have, or what I hope to do, is take Street Racing Channel, or if it's not going to be SRC, if it's going to be SRC Garage, my channel, whatever. I have that drive. I have that love for the sport. I love drag racing. I love everything about it. I love the people who are part of it. I love the tracks that are supplying us someplace to do this kind of racing. Like, I don't want to be as Big Chief out in Kansas City. Is the first time I ever heard this. When we were in Kansas City, Big Chief mentioned the term culture vulture. Now, he said it laughingly, but I know what that means. I've seen it. I know what that is. Okay? People who taking from the lifestyle. They're making a living from it, and I don't fault them for it. But me personally, I cannot in good conscience make a living from this channel or from drag racing or from online magazine editorials and things of that nature. I can't do it. I can't just take and take and take and take. For my conscience, I have to do something to give back. I have to feel that I have earned it, if that makes any sense. For me, in my heart and in my mind, I have to feel that I have earned something. I can't just take it. So, we'll see how things go. But some of the things that I want to do are online magazine articles. I would like to travel and do driver interviews, shop tours. I'm sure some of you have seen the MTV Cribs episodes where they go and they tour well-known musicians' houses and their cars, to see what's in their garages and what they like, their personal belongings, like how they live. Well, I want to do that. Now, that may or may not include some of these people that we are all familiar with from television. I am not looking to leech off someone else's success. What I mean by that is, I'm not looking to go interview Justin Shearer because I know that it would help my viewership. Obviously it would, and I would love to do it. But before I can get to that, level, I need to prove myself and that I am not just a culture vulture. That this sport means something to me, like this lifestyle means something to me. And I'm not just simply doing it for my own benefit. Now, that would be awesome, that would be cool, that would be wonderful, but that's not what I'm talking about. There's guys who I look up to that I feel are ambassadors of the lifestyle of the sport. Guys like, well, for one, Chris Hamilton. I look up to that guy a lot. I love him to death. He's probably one of the more famous people that I look up to. Of course, I'm talking about Boosted GT. But I'm also talking about guys like Lance from Long Island, New York, the Shitbox Camaro, Team Shitbox. You know, Lance and his brother and that group up there from Long Island, who I think exemplify the sport of drag racing. I'm talking about guys like, let's see, Shane Embry from Louisville, Kentucky. I have absolutely the highest respect for him and his family and what he represents and how he carries himself and how he represents the lifestyle. Shane Embry, Black Sheep out of Louisville, Kentucky. Bad dude. There's all kinds of guys like Dave Shell out of Chicago. He's a character, man. I love him to death. There's guys like that don't get the exposure that we do, and they're not any less important. They're not any less interesting. Probably more so. Hang on, I gotta talk to this bank teller here. Hang on. So anyway, we're at the bank, and as soon as I make this deposit, we'll get back to what we're doing. Come, baby. Come here. Now, don't give her a dog biscuit.
Okay.
Because she won't eat it. All she's going to do is chomp and slobber on it, make a mess in the car, and she won't actually eat it. She'll just leave it a mess. So Don't feel the least bit guilty. Get back. Get back. I know what you're up to. You talk everybody into giving you something and you don't do nothing but make a mess. Thank you. Ready? All right. So, this winter I plan on doing some traveling, and I've already mentioned it to Lance and Chris, some of the guys from Long Island. I want to come visit. I'm going to Chicago. I want to go visit some of those guys up there. I'd like to travel all over the country this winter while we can't do any racing. You know, January and February when it's nasty, can't do anything worth a damn. That's the kind of thing that I plan on doing. But in order to do that, I got to make this work somehow. I've got to be able to support my family, keep my bills paid, because it's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of effort. Now, I still intend to work every day as far as the excavating business. I had somebody call me and need some land clearing done this winter. Said they can probably keep me busy all winter, so I'll probably still do that. But I'm sure through January and February and maybe even into March, there's going to be plenty of time for me to travel and do some of these things that I want to do. So, and maybe Billy will join me. I hope that he'll join me. I'd like for Tommy to join me especially so he can video. But basically what I'm saying is, folks, is I'm going to make a run at this. And I'm going to do my absolute best to do something good for everybody, not just myself, not just my family. I want to do something good for everybody. So, I really appreciate all the love and the support. The amount of subscribers just blows me away, honestly. But it means a lot to our family, the love and support that we're getting online and on YouTube especially. So look for these things coming up. They may be coming up on Street Racing Channel. They may be coming up on my channel. Anyhow, that leads me to the discussion for today. And I think it probably already kind of leads into why we started doing some of these short films. And the reason was to broaden our following, our viewership. Okay? Because let's be honest, there's a very, very small amount of people who give two shits about illegal street racing. It's very small. In the grand scheme of things, it's a very small amount of people that care about that. It's an even smaller amount of people that will sit there and watch it. Just being honest with you. Now, you know, the Street Outlaw franchise has a really good following, and they do very well, I'm sure, right? But I'm not talking about Street Outlaw people. I'm talking about the everyday Joes that are out there busting their ass every week to build a car in their own garage with their own two hands. That's the people I'm talking about. That's the people I want to represent.
How you doing, buddy?
Good. You're looking all keyed up.
Well, actually, I'm a little concerned. And the concern is this. I got a couple phone calls last night. Those Hoskinson boys are out street racing again. That 55 Chevy, that Black Willys. They're out running all over the neighborhood, or all over the county, I guess I should say. The take last night was a couple of cases of moonshine. They're telling me, my caller's telling me that it's coming from up there at Rod Helms.
Sorry.
Oh, you're fine, dear.
Morning.
You're fine.
What can I get you guys started with the drink?
Now, just to give you a little bit of backstory on these two, Todd Beckett, the guy that plays Marty, he's a retired auto mechanic. Worked his whole life, owned his own shop, and big Mayberry fan, of course. And he bought that cruiser and restored it. And it wasn't a cruiser when he bought it, it was just a regular Galaxy 500. But he restored the car back to how it would have appeared on the Andy Griffith Show. Right now, to the correct Motorola radio, to the correct siren, everything. And the tow truck operator, the mayor, was Brian Webster, a good friend of mine, who is a retired police lieutenant, captain, whatever. I think he was lieutenant with a local police department here close to our house. He retired from the police department for after like 30 years. And he is a freaking character, man. You think I can tell stories? You ain't seen nothing. If I could get Brian Webster to tell some stories on my channel, you guys would be rolling on the floor, dying, laughing. You won't even be able to breathe. Brian, oh my God, I love him to death. Complete character. But he has the background in law enforcement and storytelling and the gift of gab, as we call it. And I knew if I could get Brian to sign up to be the mayor in that short film, I knew it would be a hit, and it was. Now, Brian actually does own that wrecker service, Death Row Tow. After he retired from the police department, he started that towing service. And that's actually his rollback. That's a real business. And he actually does go out and tow cars, and that's his retirement. That's what he does. So, in other words, we were trying to grow our viewership and grow our following. And that's why I'd say that's about 70% of why we did the short films. There's another element to it, but I don't really want to get into that right now. Maybe I'll get into that someday. I'm not sure how that story's going to play out yet. But I got to let that grow for now. But that's why we did it. And that's where I'm trying to go with this. So I'm back at the shop. Billy's in there working on that project shit wagon. He's going to swap some wheels and tires around on it. But so I've talked a little bit about where this thing's going, but there's another thing that, I had hoped that we would have by now a storefront. We don't. The reason we don't have it is a long story I don't really want to get into. But what I can tell you is we are out of room in the shop. My Nova's sitting in there. We got the 55 Chevy. We've got two S10s now. I've got something else here. If you noticed in the intro today, you saw for the first time Tommy standing next to an old 71 C10. And this is it. The bed's off of it. It's laying right here. Anyway, we had bought that truck. Tommy and I went to Tennessee and bought it. And originally that was going to be Tommy's tow vehicle to pull his S10. And it didn't happen. It's just one of those things where young people change directions really fast sometimes, and you think you got them on the right track, and then you don't. And I'm not saying Tommy did something bad or nothing like that. I'm just saying that his priorities changed kind of like overnight, and that's fine. It happens, right? But we've got all these vehicles and we're out of room, and I have all this dirt back here to raise up and level a spot for a shop. And this was something that I had hoped we'd have done by now, or we would be close to it by now, and we're not. So some of the future things that I have planned for this channel is I would like to build a new 60 by 80 right here where I'm standing, right here behind me. And the idea is to have a place to store all the race cars, maybe a place to do driver interviews and photo shoots with vehicles, feature vehicles, cars, trucks, whatever. We need that, and we don't have that right now. The main shop that I have is too small to get back away from a car, and the lighting's not very good. It's not finished real nice inside, but that's always going to be Street Racing Channel garage as far as I'm concerned. It's just big enough to work in there, and it's just small enough to easily heat it, and that's an important thing for here in Central Ohio. But this shop back here that I want to build in this spot can be finished inside and insulated and done up nice, finished inside, so we can do photo shoots with cars and models and things of that nature if we ever get to that point. But to get to that point, I got a lot of ass bust work to do. We all do. So I'm going to get started right now. I'm going to go ahead and start leveling this dirt out. Got started moving dirt, and June's upset. You can't make this up. Look at this. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I love that dog to death. There's nothing like that dog. She's not gonna miss a thing. She knows I'm talking about her. What are you gonna do in here? There's not enough room in here for both of us. Huh? There's not enough room in here for both of us. You're gonna have to sit outside and watch, June. Hey, you're gonna have to sit outside and watch. All right, so got some dirt moved. I got the pad roughed in there. Guess who's still here with me? She hasn't left. Are you helping, Papal? Are you helping, Papal? You ready to help me finish grade? All right, come on, let's go. You crazy dog. She loves her Papal. You love your Papal? Hey, give me kisses. You love your Papal? Are you bashful? Are you bashful? She's my sweetheart. Didn't take too long. Got the blade shined up on the hoe. What do you think, June Pup? Did I do it right? Huh? Not too shabby. I'll measure it and see what kind of size of a building we can stick there, but I'm thinking 60 by 80 is what I want to do. But it's not perfect, but it's good enough to let it settle for right now. For some reason, it looks a lot bigger in person than it does in the screen of the phone here. Look at June. She's not done working. She's ready to go. She's ready for action. Look at her. Are you shitting me? What in the hell are you doing?
Trying to do some body work.
Is that a turd plunger?
Yeah.
That's my plunger. That's what I... Ugh.
What? It's not working very well.
No, it's not. You're probably doing more damage than you are good.
It was Jeremy's idea.
Well, that explains it. My brother's an expert turd polisher.
It's a good secret.
That ain't no secret.
I didn't know.
Well, that don't mean much. There's a lot of things you don't know. Quit hitting me with the turd plunger. I was just assaulted with a plunger. Quit. You're getting June all upset. Now quit. Look, it's not my fault.
Trick is to put super glue all over it, wait for his bare ass to stick out, run down and tackle him and stick it to his ass.
Shut up, Jeremy. So we have decided we're going to try and go pick up Billy's transmission tonight. And
Dion will be there late.
I think Dion will meet us there at the shop. Anyway, we're going to try and go pick up his transmission tonight, but we're low on transmission fluid. So we're going to run down to A1 Auto Parts in Buckeye Lake to see my buddy Mark, pick up a case of fluid, any other shop supplies we think we need, and then Junior and I are going to hit the road. It's what, about a 2.5 hour drive up to Dion's?
It seems like it, but it's about a 2-hour drive.
So it's about a 2-hour drive up, so I'm going to drive up and back, and while I'm driving, Billy's going to edit his vlog video that he needs to get put up, and June is going to do what she does best: supervise. We're back. You ready to go see Mark? June, you ready? You want to go see Mark? Huh? You better go bite him. Let's go get him. Get him, June. Get him. Go back here and get him.
How you guys doing?
Good. Mark here?
Right back here, Mark.
Let's go get him, June. Go bite him. Chew him up. There he
Oh,
is.
what's going on?
Get him, June.
June, what's going on? Want a biscuit?
No, Christ,
she
no.
wants a biscuit. We just got fresh ones. We just got a brand new box.
No.
Oh, looky there.
Hell no. All she'll do is slobber all over it and crunch it in a million pieces in the
Oh,
truck.
that's fine.
She'll
That's
make a
what
big
you're supposed
drooly
to do.
mess. Won't you, girl?
That's what you're supposed to do. That's fine.
Yeah, she needs a biscuit.
No, she don't. No, she don't.
What you doing there, wild dog?
We need a case of Type F transmission fluid.
What are you after?
We need some Type F transmission fluid.
Oh, yeah, we got that.
You got a case of it?
Yeah, I do. I'll agree.
All right, we'll just get a case. You want that biscuit?
She wants that biscuit. Get her that biscuit, Pat.
I'll bet you anything.
All right.
I'll
bet
bet.
you
Case of
$10
transmission
she eats it.
fluid.
I bet she don't.
I'll bet you that case of transmission fluid.
She ain't gonna eat it.
There you go.
I'm telling you right now, she ain't gonna eat it.
There you go.
She'll take it. Right there it is. See?
Oh, no, wait. We're not done yet.
No, she's
Here,
just
I'll
gonna.
break it in half for you. Here.
She don't
See, we
care
gotta
about
break
that.
it. If we break it, it usually is good.
Nope. Right there. Now you got two of them to carry. Which one you gonna take? Neither one.
That biscuit, please.
She ain't eating it. I'm telling you right now, she ain't gonna do it. She begs for it. She thinks she wants it. Then, Nat,
I swear.
I try and tell you
Get
guys,
it, girl.
and y'all don't
Get your
listen.
biscuit.
No, we don't.
Get your
That's one
biscuit.
thing we don't do around here. Listen.
Uh-oh.
No, she's just gonna
I
carry it
didn't
and
know it
move
was
it.
one of them hard deals. I thought it was like a
Oh, like
people
that.
biscuit.
Oh, it's gotta be
Oh,
creme de la creme for her to eat it.
No, we.
Now she'll carry it around, and she'll hide it from somebody that
Oh, is it going?
she. Nah,
Crunching?
she ain't.
I heard a
She's
crunch.
She's eating it, bro.
I heard a crunch.
By God, she's
It's
eating it.
gone.
She's eating
Gone. Touchdown. Touchdown.
She ain't gonna eat the whole thing.
Oh, we didn't talk about the whole
That
thing.
don't taste good.
Yeah, so you got to roll around on that dirty floor a little
Oh
bit.
God, June. Well, at least she's making a mess in here where you got to clean it up.
That's all right.
I'll be damned.
No, but there's no dog that doesn't take our biscuits. They just don't happen.
Just gotta break it up for him.
Well, she'll take it. She just usually she don't eat it. See, she left a mess right there,
Did she? Well,
and now
that's
she's
all right.
left a mess
She
right
ate
there.
some of it. though.
Yeah, that's 90%. So we're good with that.
She ain't done